Look what happened. Look what happened. I am getting Kathleen Hendricks' honorary relative now. It's all happening. It's all happening. Prized possession. So I framed it. You know, it's going to go there.
Kirsten's Agenda is the name of my show. It's a way to make art and learn stuff and grow. There will be lots of segments and maybe some guests. 10 minutes of deep breath, that is my quest. If while we're here, then our insides expand to be more compassionate to our fellow man and woman and person. And remember, the truth is that kindness is cool. Have sex with my feelings and being cruel. Because our power, it lies in our minds and our hearts. Opening up is a really good place to start. Kirsten's Agenda.
Am I the only person who feels pressure when someone says what books you're reading? Because you feel like you want to really seem. I know all the good books. The books that are by the bed currently are these. The pile that's existing right now. And I do say pile because I read in bits. I'm reading a book called Unapologetic Eating. I'm quite fond of. I just started it. I just found it. I'm reading a book called We Will Not Cancel Us. It's a teeny tiny book. I highly recommend it if you can find it. It's an easy read kind of a book. I am reading How to Be You by Jeffrey Marsh. I am reading, I started to read How to Be an Anti-Racist. I pivoted over to Stamped because they're different, sort of not different versions of the same book, but kind of. So I'm going to go back to anyway, reading that. I'm reading a cookbook called More Plants, Less Waste by Max Lamama. I'm reading a book called Too Pretty to Be Good by Lux ATL. And that is but a smattering of the books I am reading. And I really mean it. It's not that I just like to diversify, read a lot of things at the same time. Oh, and I'm reading a book called Come As You Are. I'm done. Here is one of my favorite moments from any cast was obviously Criminal Minds. And we were doing a roundtable scene and there was, it's sad. There was a scene. Remember, these are actors. They're getting paid. They're fine. Where somebody is being pushed in a trunk and they were ad-libbing and they made a funny little noise when they were getting into the trunk. It didn't sound like distress. It was just a weird little noise that they made with their mouth that kind of sounded like an animal making a little chirpy noise. And I pointed it out. And then once I pointed it out, Joe Mantegna could not see it, could not hear that sound. So then he started to hear it and then it was making him laugh. And then Aisha started to hear it was making her laugh. And everybody at the table, I think it was everybody except for Paget, we were in tears. She wasn't there. And then, but that was, a couple of years ago. And still right now, if I were to call them all up and make that noise, everybody would just burst into laughter. Paget was a little sad because she wasn't part of the story and we had to catch her up. But that was a very, very beautiful memory. All of the scenes with Shamar, anytime that me and Shamar did that Garcia and Morgan thing, those were all just so much fun to write because I wrote a lot of those lines. So they were just fun to make up and write. And I think the most special to me would be Garcia's monologue in this series finale at the very end. There was one where I had a pink stripe in my hair and I had a blue stripe in my hair and it matched the outfit. There was one where I was in a tiki dress and I was wearing earrings that were basically little plastic babies. There was, oh my gosh, the Doctor Who episode. That suit is everything. I actually have that suit, was gifted to me. And another one of my favorite outfits was a throwback, because who remembers? Do you know what this is? It's playing card from the Black Queen scene. Because of course they were going to throw them out. They were going to throw these out. What kind of monsters are they? I have them all. I may have made more. Have I ever experienced imposter syndrome? What time is it? Let's see. Thursday the 15th at 3:30, I experienced imposter syndrome. And I experienced it just right now too, and 2 minutes ago. And yes, I tasked myself the other day to like write down all the mistakes I make, all the things I consider mistakes that I make throughout the day. It's interesting. I highly recommend this. I start writing them down, and the upshot of it is I make nothing but mistakes. I am like a total fraud and like, oh my gosh. But then me trying to get out of feeling like a fraud, I actually end up doing some things, like me working through my own inner turmoil. Oh, look, we made a show called Kirsten's Agenda and people seem to watch it and like it. I mean, here's the thing, is I am an imposter. Let's be very clear. I'm an imposter. But then everybody else feels like they're an imposter too. And the people that don't feel like they're imposters, like, do I really want to hang out with them? I taught a class. It would be called, well, I would take the class too. And it would be Being in the Present Moment, Having Your Feelings, Sex Education, Real History. And it's where you have a part of the class where you understand how to stay present and not attached to stories. But then you learn about stories from the past, real stories, not just about people we see on money and statues, but all the people whose, backs made the people who are on the money and the statues. And then we would learn about our reproductive organs and our body parts and pleasure and body autonomy. And we would learn about feelings and where they exist in our bodies and how to express them. I believe that maybe they don't teach that in school because maybe parents want children to be robots who do their bidding. But maybe that's not true. But I think that should be a class that you take every year, and it grows in its complexity thematically as you get older. And you have to take the class from age 1 to age 99. It would be Parks and Recreation, because I just love all of those people making their little town a better place, kind of a thing. Or the Great British Baking Show, because Sponge. Or Hogwarts, because Hogwarts. But I would probably stay on the Hufflepuff side and just do like gardening and be like really chill. Hold on. I'm smelling my own hand, which you guys can see me doing because I'm pretending that the smell from the universe on my Saturn's rings. I would make a smell of Saturn's rings. Of course. What? Everyone would. Saturn's rings. And it would smell like Saturn's rings. It smells like galaxy. And you're like, Kirsten, what does galaxy smell like? And I'm like, it smells like space. And you're like, what does space smell like? And I'm like, it smells like openness. And you're like, Kirsten, what does openness smell like? And I'm like, the openness smells like it smells like, hold on, I'm going to tell you what it smells like. Hold on. Because I'm there. And it's also like a little spicy and electric. So it kind of smells like rocks and it kind of smells like dirt, but then also it smells like alien pheromones. That smells a little like greenish, and also a little mossy. So it's like dirt and moss and a little bit of like sparkle flash, David Bowie on top of it, which would smell like a vanilla of sorts with Egyptian musk. That's what it smells like.
Q&A. You've got questions and she'll do her best to think of things to say. She doesn't propose to be an authority in life or anything. She's only here to do the show and come back next season. Q&A. On. See you next year. Season. Bengal tigers of nature have a different view of time because our orbit on Earth is slower and faster. Anyway, next season. Right. Next one.